So I'm not sure why nobody talks about this practical way to retire early, right? Without investing in stocks, without becoming a real estate Mongol, or even starting a business. Literally nobody talks about this, and I'm not sure why. But you hear things like invest in your 401k, right? Wait till you're 59 and a half and you got $1 million when you're all old and you can't move and you're too tired to actually live the life that you want. Or maybe you've heard of the FIRE movement, right? Where you work really hard, invest 50 to 60% of your income into a 401k or a brokerage account, and you do that for the next 10 to 15 years, and then you can retire early and not work a day in your life if you don't want to. Now, the thing I like about that movement is that people are actually intentional and focused about how they handle their money, so I do respect that. But that movement is not for me because I don't want to spend 15 years or sacrifice 15 years of my life or in the best years of my life just trying to chase down money to finally escape a job that I don't like. If you're like me, you just want to control more of your time. You want to actually spend time with the people that you care about and that you like. And you want to love the work that you do. So if that's truly the criteria of the lifestyle that you want, you don't need $1 million to retire early. There's another way to retire early, and I might lose you here because some of you might think that this is impossible, but it's not. Just give me a chance to explain. The way I did it was I paid off a small home in cash. I eliminated my mortgage payment and have no rent. And I never have to pay rent or mortgage for the rest of my life, because if I was to move out of this place, the income and the cash flow generated by renting this out, either in a short-term rental or by just renting it out to somebody, would pay for my mortgage and my rent wherever else I go. Now you're probably thinking, Jeremy, that is unreasonable. How in the world can I pay off a house in cash? And I can see that. I can see why you might see that's unreasonable, because if you're from the West Coast like I am, that's just like, there's just no way. You know what I mean? Houses out there are over 500,000 starting, or $1 million up if you're in California or things like that. So I get where you're coming from. First off, like I said, the goal for me was to have more time, right? So I needed to understand if I was going to trade my time and hours of work and trade it for money, I needed to realize, where's my energy being spent and how was I spending my money? So my rent at the time was $1,200 and my income was $3,600. Doing some quick calculation, 1,200 divided by 3,600, that's about 33%. So 33% of my hard-earned money was going towards rent. So the main reason I was trading my time for money every month was literally just to pay my rent. So then I thought, what would my time look like if I didn't have to pay rent? What would my time look like if I didn't have any debt whatsoever? No car payment, no student loans, anything like that. What would my time look like? You see, when you have no payments or very little payments, you have more time and more flexibility to do what you want to do, right? So you could go down to part-time, work 10 to 20 hours a week. You could start a business that you've always wanted to. You could go travel the world, go on vacation, right? Whatever you want to do, you're not trading your time, right? Or at least much of your time for money anymore. So you have more options and more flexibility. So that's how I did it, right? I was laser focused to pay off all my debt, knew the amount that I wanted to save, right, to purchase a home in cash. And now I have the free time and flexibility to do what I love. And I don't need a lot to sustain my lifestyle anymore, right? Because I have no payments. And even if you don't have it all figured out, right? Even if you're not sure what you want to do, if you have your home paid off, at least now you don't have to work as much and you have more time to figure out what it is that you're great at. Now I know what you're thinking, Jeremy, okay, that's great, but how am I going to find a cheap home? But you'd be surprised. There is a lot of affordable homes that are under $200,000 in the Midwest, in the South. And if you're even looking for cheaper than that, there's other options, guys. Like, that's the thing. So like, if the goal is time, more control of your time to live the life you want, you have to get creative, right? And that's why people have done tiny homes. They have branched out and done van life, right? There's a lot of other options and creative ways that people are living the life that they want now, so they don't have to save $1 million in the 401k. All you have to do is identify what you want and get crystal clear, laser focused in that direction. And I know that is honestly harder said than done, because there's a lot of people that just don't know what they want, right? I mean, they're either burnt out or, right, they just got a family, they got a lot of stuff going on where they don't necessarily have the time to think about what they want for themselves. And if that is something that you struggle with, I have a simple guide that I put together that will literally walk you through step by step how to structure your thoughts, how to uncover your truth, your values, and really get clarity, right? And identify in one sentence what it is that you want. Without using vision boards, journaling, or positive thinking, that stuff never really helped for me and helped me restructure my thoughts. So if that's something that you're interested, the link will be in the description. And if you're still unconvinced that this path will work for you, you're probably coming up against some mental barriers that I went through. Things like the cost of living is just so expensive. Things are just going up and up and up, right? Or maybe I have a lot of debt and there's just no way I can see myself getting out of this. Or, maybe you just want to do a lot of things, right? That requires a lot of money. After reflecting on all those answers that I had myself, I realized that they had one thing in common. After deep diving into my heart, and I realized that they really stem from a place of insecurity, fear, and just indecisiveness and not knowing what I truly wanted. Because I didn't know how much was enough to make me happy, right? Because it seemed like the more I made, my expectations just increased, right? And I remember getting my first job and boom, bought a brand new car, right? Or getting my first pay raise or transitioning jobs. It was never enough. There was always more to accomplish. And I realized that I never had enough because I was never content. And that's just kind of a dangerous cycle to be in, because you just never are happy, right? When you're not content, you're just never happy. You never have enough. You always are chasing the next thing. It wasn't until I became clear and starting to become more intentional with what I have, with where I'm at, and utilizing the gifts that God has given me and the time that He's given me and the money He's given me, and start becoming a better steward with it. And I realized that's when things started to change for me. So get clear, become intentional, because when you know what you want, things just get a lot easier, and you know what to achieve, you know what to focus on. And typically that does not require $1 million. So I hope this helped and hope this encouraged you. If this did, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.